This is the Anglican Cable Network Nigeria, ACNN television. You are on to the news on the hour. I am Folusho Taiwo. You're welcome. The Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion has elected new bishops to join the bishopric of the Church of God. The election took place at the just concluded retreat of archbishops and bishops of the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion held at the Hebrew International Ecumenical Center, Abuja, in Delta State. Venerable Joshua Sunday Uyinlola is Bishop-elect Diocese of Irele Ese-Odo, while Venerable Oluwaseun Aderogba is the Bishop-elect Jeba Anglican Diocese. Meanwhile, the Anglican Diocese of the Trinity Adult, a diocese in the Anglican Church in North America, a sub-jurisdiction of the Convocation of Anglicans in North America, Canada, the first missionary diocese of Canada, launched by the Church of Nigeria in the United States and Canada, now have 4 new suffragan bishops. The Venerable Dr. Adedokun Adewumi for Region 3, the Venerable Martin Anagbogo for Region 2, the Venerable Olukayode Adebogun for Region 1, and the Reverend Canon Dr. Augustine Unwegbe for Region 4. The 4 are elected and appointed bishop suffragans for 4 newly created regions, while the Right Reverend Amos Fagbamiye maintains the servant leadership in the geographical area of emphasis with the cathedral in Indianapolis. Christian faithful has been challenged to resist anything that could deter them from worshiping God but join in the building of the body of Christ. The new Archdeacon of Holy Trinity Anglican Church, Nekede, in Owerri West Local Government Area, Nekede Ajikunle, the Venerable Azubike, gave the advice in his maiden homily during the Sunday service. Taking his text from Gospel of St. Matthew, chapter 2, verse 2, he charged Christians to emulate the wise men who came searching for the newborn Jesus Christ, to whom they worshipped and gave gifts. The new Archdeacon of Nekede Ajikunle urged the congregation to honestly aspire to be like the wise men in 2019, surrendering to his church their resources for its edification. He also advised them not to toe the line of Pharaoh, who was determined to destroy the newborn child. Archdeacon Azubike, who was visibly excited at a turnout of worshippers at the service, said from what he saw, the congregation is inspirational and capable of turning the future of the church around for good. The Code of Conduct Tribunal has adjourned proceedings involving the charges of non-declaration of assets preferred against the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Ononye. The proceedings were adjourned till January 22nd. The tribunal adjourned the case after the lead prosecuting counsel, Aliyu Umar San, considered that Ononye was not properly served with the charges at the summons. Umar agreed that the CJN was not personally served with the charges and the court summons as required by the law. He therefore requested the tribunal to direct a fresh service on the CJN. Olanipekun had earlier told the tribunal that he and other defense lawyers only appeared in court in protest against the jurisdiction of the tribunal. He also said that from the accounts given by the court official earlier in the proceedings, the CJN was not served with the charges and summons personally, but through his aide, he then insisted that the law requires that the defendant be served personally. Meanwhile, the special advisor to President Muhammadu Buhari on political matters, Senator Babafemi Ojudu, has denied that his boss demanded the resignation of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, Justice Walter Onoge. Senator Babafemi Ojudu was reacting to reports that Buhari asked the embattled CJN to tender his resignation letter. He said Buhari never at any time demanded CJN's resignation and challenged anyone who says so to cite the pronouncement, the press statement, or quote any public official who made such announcement. Governor Kayode Fayemi of Ekiti State says street trading will soon become an offense in the state following an accident in Iworoko, Ekiti that claimed several lives. The governor stated this while commiserating with the people of the town over the incident that occurred on Saturday. Governor, who had earlier directed his deputy chief BC Egbeyemi to pay a condolence visit to the community on Sunday, said in a statement signed by his chief press secretary, Mr. Olayinka Oyebode, in Ado-Ekiti, he was saddened and devastated by news of the fatal accident. The governor noted that many lives had been lost due to the reckless manner in which trailer drivers plied the road. He said the government might be compelled to reintroduce some old laws and previous arrangements to tackle the issue, and that the Ekiti State Traffic Management Agency will be strengthened to enforce the street trading laws and further urge the community leaders and families of the victims to remain calm. A professional painter, Olumide Oreshegun, urged Nigerian artists to research more into various aspects of the nation's culture and the arts. In an interview in Lagos, the painter noted that it was only when Nigerian artists are able to put the nation's culture and the arts in a perspective that they can then effectively market them. Oreshegun, a hyper-realist artist who went viral on the internet in 2016, also noted that Nigerian artists also need to be able to project the nation's arts and culture through visual arts. According to him, they need to work with what has been in existence and tell a story about things that are trending. The history, events, and other related developments to express Nigerian cultural experiences and diversities. He reiterated that if Nigerian artists will have to grow in the arts and culture, creativity must be uppermost in our leaders' minds. We shall now go on a short commercial break. We shall bring more stories after the break. Please stay with us.
Why do we fall ill? Is it possible to stay without falling ill? Is God interested in our health? Can we get access to cheaper health anywhere? Do you want tips on how to stay healthy? Then join me, Angela Weze, on Health Watch every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. with repeat broadcasts on Thursday at 2 p.m. and Saturday at 1:30 p.m. as health experts provide answers to your questions on how to remain healthy physically, mentally, socially, and spiritually here on Anglican Cable Network Nigeria. God bless you.
You are welcome back, and thanks for staying tuned. For more on our top stories, please visit our website at acnntv.com or youtube.com/ACNNTV. To be up to date with our news and other programs, please download the ACNN app for Android from Google Play Store. And now to some foreign news. A leading evangelical bishop who oversaw the production of controversial Church of England guidance about gender transitioning has apologized and confirmed that he is now against it. The Bishop of Blackburn, Julian Henderson, was chairman of the House of Bishops Delegation Committee, which oversaw the publication of guidance last month on how to use the existing information of baptism of faith to enable transgender adults to make their transition. According to the committee, the new guidance provides an opportunity rooted in scriptures to enable transgender people who have come to Christ as the way, the truth, and the life to mark their transition in the presence of their church family, which is the body of Christ. But just a few days later, Bishop Julian Henderson was the lead signatory on a statement from the Church of England's Evangelical Council, CEEC, of which he is president. The CEEC statement described the guidance as highly divisive and theologically and pastorally questionable. The statement said the guidance also risked raising serious concerns both within the wider Anglican communion and ecumenically. Bishop Henderson's swift change of role drew criticism and division from online commentators, but he had apologized for the confusion and also makes it clear that he no longer supports the guidance, even though he was in charge of the committee overseeing it. Commuters were stranded in Zimbabwe's two main cities Monday as angry protesters reacting to the weekend more than doubling of fare prices, burn tires, and use rocks to barricade roads and block buses from carrying passengers. President Emerson Mnangagwa had on Saturday announced a more than 100% rise in the price of the petrol and diesel in a move to improve supplies as the country struggles with its worst fuel shortages in a decade. Residents in Epworth, a poor suburb east of the capital Harare, on Monday woke up to find boulders blocking roads leading to the city center. Also in the city of Bulawayo, demonstrators attacked minibuses heading to the city center and used burning tires and stones to block the main routes into town, while some schools were turning away pupils fearing for their safety. After years in international isolation, Zimbabwe's economy has been on a downturn for more than a decade, with cash shortages, high unemployment, and recently a scarcity of staples such as bread and cooking oil. And now to some sports news. Skipper Christian Chukwu, former Super Eagles coach and technical advisor of Rangers International of Enugu, said he was optimistic that Rangers International will qualify for CAF Confederation Cup group stages. Chukwu told reporters on Monday in Abuja that Rangers will defeat their away victory over Bantu in Lesotho in Enugu on January 20. He urges players not to relent in their determination to skate through to the group stages. Rangers International of Enugu on Sunday defeated Bantu Football Club of Lesotho 2-1 in the first leg of the playoffs at the Soto Stadium Maseru in Lesotho. Shackling Bright Silas and Godwin Aguda scored both goals for Rangers in the 19th and 87th minute. Lazora Jokojowane reduced the deficit for Bantu Football Club in added time, and it was also Aguda's fourth goal of the competition from 5 games. The second leg comes up on January 20 at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium in Enugu. Manchester United caretaker manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has set a new Premier League target for his players following their 1-0 victory over Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League encounter played on Sunday. Solskjaer wants his players to catch Mauricio Pochettino's side in the Premier League table. Marcus Rashford scored the only goal in the first half at Wembley Stadium to ensure that United had their sixth straight win under Solskjaer. United are currently on 6th position of the Premier League table with 41 points from 22 games, while Tottenham at 3rd place with 48 points from the same number of games. United will now tackle Brighton on Saturday in their next Premier League fixture. It's on that note from the sports fixtures that we end this edition of the News on the Hour. I want to thank you and thank you profusely for watching. I am Folusho Taiwo. Please mend it. Don't end it in a hurry. God bless you.